Yet I've come with another some kind of topic which might interest you. Precisely, it's about the African youth. You know, Africa was labeled primitive by the narrative that were driven by the West. Now, with the help of technology, I think we are getting somewhere. We are changing the narrative. Imagine Africa being painted as a forest where only animals live. Now, somebody who has never been to Africa will picture like Africa is a zoo where nothing good can be achieved. You know, I've come to like this idea of us Africans interacting with each other, socializing, expressing ourselves. At least the moment we begin doing that, we are sending a strong message to denounce that have been perpetrated against us. The people that come live, maybe on TikTok, whatever, we are showing ourselves a different path. We are trying to paint a good picture of ourselves. The narrative that was painted against us, we are doing that to make sure that we now start bringing the new energy into the narrative that we are going to shape, especially this generation. Our generation has to leave a footprint that will denounce the rise and deception that the West has ever imposed on us. Africa has woken up with the help of technology. Africa is slowly building up the blocks. Very soon you will see Africa will be ranking first. Africa is full of genius people. Unfortunately, many don't see it that way because they have been blinded by their, their white supremacy, their supreme, I don't know how to say this, but guys, let us not relent. Let us continue moving forward, pushing the narrative that we Africans, we can do it. In fact, on the other side, Africa is the mother continent that supports humanity everywhere. Talk of Europe, talk of any other civilized nations. Without the resources of Africa, I'm telling you, whatever is wealth they have, whatever technology they have, ask me, where do they get such natural materials or such resources? They take it here in Africa. So Africa has been feeding these people. They reach Africa. They loot Africa. What resources or what riches, what wealth do they have that did not originate from Africa. Africa has been a victim all along. They steal human resource. They have built their civilization using which money power? The African money power. They have built their civilization using what wisdom? They use the African wisdom. They have built all whatever they have built. They steal resources from Africa. They steal human capital, human labor from Africa. They steal everything from us. But when we go there, in their space, they try to paint that picture like we are nothing. Okay, if we are nothing, why do they come to us, even if we deny them? We can survive without the West. Without the white supremacists, we can still survive. We have been surviving for ages. Tell me, who went to destabilize others? Did we ever destabilize them, or did they made the first move to come and discover Africa, and then upon discovering what worth we are, then they went back with the report. Then they began now strategizing in the sense of missionaries, strategizing using the colonial slave trade, things like that. They have been attacking our civilization. They have been stealing our artifacts. They have been doing all sorts of inhuman things. Have we ever retaliated? No. We just, I don't know what to say, but these people have been painting us black like we are devils, we are monsters in the loom. Yet, we never, ever requested them to come and, do whatsoever with us. So guys, here is my message. Wherever you are, as a black person, know that you are the original creation. This is the reason why they don't want you to know your worth, your value. Because every black human creation is the first and original creation. All these other races just emerged from a black person. No wonder it is only a black person that can reproduce any other kind of race. Other races, they only reproduce their own kind, or a biracial. That's how much far they can go if they want to reproduce somebody equivalent to a black person. A black person can reproduce a fellow black person, yes. A black person can reproduce an albino, yes. A black person can reproduce any other race ever. This is the more reason why black people everywhere are hated, because of that worth. In case you are doubting about my theory or about my revelation why Africans are hated, ask AI why black people are hated everywhere. They want to conceal that truth so that you begin to see yourself as worthless, as nothing. Yet you are the original creation that holds everything. Talk of resources. They are here in Africa. Talk of everything that a person may think of that is constructive. Talk of the first civilization. It was here in Africa. Now, what these people do, they come and steal that civilization, then destroy where they stole from, and took that civilization so that when they take it there in their premises, they now begin to, advance it in some ways, like to spice it up. And then they will change the narrative saying we invented this or we discovered this. In the actual sense, it was a stolen civilization from another civilization. You see? Nothing that exists in Europe or in the Western world that was never in Africa. The wisdom they boast about all came from Africa. Everything, the resources. What can I say? Mention whatever you may mention that these people enjoy even to this very day. You find the brains behind such civilization. There is an African mindset which they conceal. And in the forefront, they begin to paint a different picture. They hide the African identity. They replace in the forefront their own kind, so that whatever happens, these people will begin thinking that the white person invented something, when in the actual sense, the brain behind such a thing was a black person. So, hello? 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 How are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Fine. Thanks so much. I can see you are enjoying my live broadcast. Where are you watching me from? Fine.
That's where they watch from.
Where are you watching me from?
I'm from Nigeria.
Yes, all right. Go ahead. Thank you. I got your message. You are from Nigeria. I'm from Zambia.
Okay, good.
How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm fine. How are you, bro?
Are you rapping? What are you rapping, man? Yeah?
I'm good. How are you?
What are you rapping, man?
What are you doing? I can see you are showing me something. I couldn't see it clearly. What was it?
From Eswatini.
Oh, I'm fine. You are smoking.
I'm fine and you.
All right. What kind of cigarette is that one? What are you doing? What kind of cigarette? Okay. Okay, I see you, bro. All right. I got you. Do you have any question to ask me?
Yeah. Yes, I am
Do you have
asking you,
any
what
question?
is a
Yes, ask
vagina?
me. Oh, no, we don't go into such details.
Yes,
No, that is out of the topic. I'm sorry, I can't answer you. That is out of topic. That is out of topic. Ask
I know
any
I
sensible
don't
question, I will
topic.
answer you.
I see you on the floor. Bye bye.
All right, goodbye. Goodbye. Wow. Just come back. I was in a live conversation answering certain questions from my fans. Now, getting back to the topic, I was saying all these ideas that you see in this Western world, which we are deprived of, when you discover the people behind, the people who invented such ideas, most of them are black people. So this is what I'm trying to say, or here is the point. They use the intellectual aspect of a black person, and when they do something, they create something of value, they are going to conceal the black intellectual aspect, getting involved into making such thing a reality. Then they will substitute a white person to be seen in the forefront, so that whenever you begin to research about certain things, you'll find that this and this was discovered by this and this. And when you find that person, you find that it's always a white person. That is one of the way they brainwash, especially the near future, the children that will be coming in the near future, the future generations, to say, oh, blacks are nothing. So from time immemorial, blacks have been suffering this identity crisis, superior and inferior complex. It is them that institute that, so that we can no longer see ourselves variable. Yet we are the people of essence. Like I said in the first quarter of this conversation, I mentioned that a black person, wherever he is the original copy, or is the original creation. And everything is in a black person. No wonder, even our habitat, Africa itself, all resources that exist ever on this earth, they are found here in Africa. Africa has never lacked anything. Everything is in Africa. Some times ago, they had a theory. In fact, even right now as we speak, they have this theory of exterminating the entire African population. You see these viruses or these diseases that sometimes come and invade Africa. Those are just created in the lab. Those are the diseases they create as weapons. So they are bioweapons. Targeting who? Targeting Africans. Now, here is a twist. This is where it gets more interesting Because God has always been protecting Africa. They created coronavirus all in the name of killing Africans. They created Ebola all in the name of killing Africans. They have created, what haven't they created? All these mysterious diseases that you see roaming around Africa, they don't just exist from without. They don't just happen from without. They are created with the sole purpose of destroying African population. They want to depopulate. Now, they are using medical mechanisms to destroy Africa. These so-called family planning pills, whatever method it is, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Those, just ask women the consequences they go through whenever they begin to use such type of medicines or whatever protection method. If there is a race that is fast growing in the world, it's the Africans. Again, if there is a race that has been targeted in terms of, extermination, again, it's Africa. Targeted in many ways. Just look at how Africans are treated in America or in the Western world, not only in America, because I would just be so precise to specify America. No, just in the Western world, just look at how blacks are treated. Most of the men, they have created a system where they end up in prisons. Why? A man is always the head of the house. Once the head is cut off, what do you expect the other body will do? Women are not the targets in most cases. Men are the targets. No wonder they have created prisons. And if you were to go city by city, monitoring the prisons, you would find over 80% of that prison, there are male, black, African guys in such prisons. They have created a system. The system itself discriminates an African man to exist in their space. But look, when they come here in Africa, they are free to move. They have all what it takes. They are treated like kings and queens. Go where they come from and see how you will be treated. My dear, it is a different thing. So, I just wanted to highlight one or two things here. Maybe it can trigger some sense in you so that we begin to unite ourselves and begin to build for ourselves, to build the Africa we want, so that we can get rid of the treatment we get, the ridicule which we face whenever we go overseas or abroad. How we are treated like we are not human beings. We are treated like animals. But to avoid this, let us cut that mentality in us of living Africa so that we can find greener pasture in the other side. No. Let us continue building the Africa that we want. If you can't go to London, then make London where you live. So let us begin to build the London we want here in Africa. This will give us the respect we deserve. We are going to retain the respect that we normally lose when we leave our mother continent. So guys, it is very imperative that we begin to unite as Africans. We begin to share ideas of development upon ourselves as Africans. Because this is our mother continent. We are not going anywhere. We have to build this nation. We have to build this continent. We have to unite ourselves. So whatever division that these people bring upon us, let us shun and overlook so that we continue building ourselves. I think for today, this is what I can share with you. Otherwise, I would love to have a continued conversation about how we should continue building ourselves, especially as Africans. How we should continue treating ourselves as brothers and sisters and not dividing ourselves, because divided we fall, united we stand. We can only achieve this by standing together and begin building ourselves in all areas of life. We begin to build ourselves and not dividing ourselves. Dividing ourselves, those are the methods that were used upon our ancestors. And what did they gain at the end of the day? A disorganized Africa. Is that what we are heading for? No. This time we have to change the strategy where we begin to unite. United, we stand, divided, we fall. But I ask you and urge you to follow the unity of purpose. That is the only way. Thank you so much.